Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasati.
Hare Krishna, welcome. It's nice to see you here again. We're reading Bhagavad-gita. We have entered into the second chapter where the dialogue between Arjuna, who is a real person, but in a sense he represents us, spirit souls in the material world, in a situation that is confusing, that is not possible to, analyze in a complete way. And Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we will read. Yes, I will read a little Sanskrit too, because it's in the book. Klaibhyang masma gama partha naitat tvayupapadyate kshudrang hridaya dorbalyang tyaktvo tishtha parantapa. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Purport, which is the explanation and commentary from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, because that's the edition of Bhagavad-gita I am reading and the one I'm also recommending. Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pritha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father, Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. If the son of a kshatriya declines to fight, he is a kshatriya in name only. And if the son of a brahmana acts impiously, he is a brahmana in name only. Such kshatriyas and brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives, but Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of the heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity, I really hope I am pronouncing that in the right way, or so-called non-violence, should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna. Yes. So, we want to read Bhagavad-gita on account of its timeless, deep wisdom of the soul, but it is a fact that it is spoken on a battlefield between Krishna and Arjuna, who is a warrior on his chariot, prepared to go into this war, this battle. So that is there, and it is also a fact that it takes place at a certain time and a certain place in a certain culture. But still, we want to read it also to find the relevance for us here and now. And one thing we can pick up here is that in society we have different roles and positions and duties especially. And in the Vedic society, in the Varnashram society, we have the Brahmanas. They are meant to be guiding society, so they have to have knowledge and they have to be clear-sighted. And the Kshatriyas, they are meant to protect society, so they have to be brave and strong, but also guided by the intelligence of the Brahmanas. And here Arjuna, he draws some conclusion from the situation. He thinks this is a horrible situation, and it is a horrible situation. And Krishna asks him to look deeper. So this is not the be-all and end-all of Bhagavad-gita. Sometimes it is given as a book to motivate Arjuna to fight. It's like a pep talk. It's like if you have a sports game, the coach is saying, yes, you can take them, you can do it. That is not the complete understanding of the Bhagavad-gita, but that is certainly one of the aspects. But Krishna doesn't just want Arjuna to be fired up in some enthusiasm. He wants to give him the full, complete picture. And the second chapter here, we start with that. Krishna's position in the society as a Kshatriya. And a Kshatriya, they are very strong, they are very powerful, they are very, how to say, they care about their reputation. They also care about protecting people. And Krishna is reminding Arjuna, right now you may be overwhelmed here. Later on, though, you will not necessarily be satisfied with stepping off the battlefield. And here the relationship of Krishna and Arjuna in the family is also brought up. So they are very close. I mean, we don't have that type of relationship to Krishna, that, you know, our aunt is not a sister, his aunt. But we have a direct relationship on a spiritual level. We are how to say, invited to enter into that. Anyway, I don't want to stop on this verse. I want to read a little further, because the thing is, you pick one verse and then Krishna says one thing, and then you pick another verse and Krishna says another thing, and we want to get a full picture. Krishna is not just telling Arjuna to go out and fight, because otherwise he's not fighting. It's a much more, has many levels, this argument, but certainly this is one of the aspects. I read text 4. Arjuna vacha katam bhishma mahang sankye dronam cham hadusudana ishubhi pratyosyami pujarha varisudana. Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counter-attack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? Purport. Respectable superiors like Bhishma, the grandfather, and Dronacharya, the teacher, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counterattacked. It is general etiquette that superiors are not to be offended even in a verbal fight. Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then, how is it possible for Arjuna to counteract them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather Ugrasena or his teacher Sandipani Muni? These were some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna. Yes, so we haven't read the full, at least not here, we haven't read the full Mahabharata, where the stories, all these persons, all this relationship, the whole backstory of this battlefield is given. And I would say that even if we don't read Mahabharata, we will get glimpses of it here, and especially if we read Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, and something of the second also, we will get a better picture of it. But in general, we can see that in this culture, you have an understanding of etiquette. Those who are your superiors, your teachers, the elders of the family and so on, you are always respectful towards them. And those of you who are younger, you are always kindly disposed to them. This is not, how to say, this is not a harsh culture, it is a loving culture. So you respect them because you appreciate them, what they have done for you, and so on. But also you bring that etiquette with you even in other situations. Our Prabhupada, he went to school in India. He studied in a Scottish college, and one of his teachers were speaking about how this Hindu belief in karma and reincarnation was rather foolish, because how can you get the results of your actions if nobody was there to watch you? And Prabhupada is thinking, yeah, Paramatma, Super Soul, Krishna in the heart, he's always there watching everything. But he didn't speak back to his teacher. He didn't talk back. So that is the culture. Certainly you are not expected to kill your teachers also. So it is not a surprising reaction of Arjuna. I'll take one more verse. Gurumatavahi mahanubhavan shreyo bhoktung bhaiksyam api haloke hartvarta kamangs tu gurun iheva bundiya bhogan rudhira pradignan pradigdhan. It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. Purport. According to scriptural codes, a teacher who engages in an abominable action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be abandoned. Bhishma and Drona were obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because of his financial assistance, although they should not have accepted such a position simply on financial consideration. Under the circumstances, they had lost the respectability of teachers. But Arjuna thinks that nevertheless they remain his superiors, and therefore to enjoy material profits after killing them would mean to enjoy spoils tainted with blood. Yes, this is how we don't want to live. We don't want to kill anyone in order to gain the necessities of life. We want to maintain our relationship. We want to be good people. We want to be compassionate. We want to be able to stand up and say, yes, this is what I did. I take full responsibility. I agree with it. It is a respectable thing to do. And Arjuna, he felt that, no, that wasn't the case in this situation. And he's a little bit, how to say, Krishna will open up the perspective. It is not simply a battle and you stand there and you kill someone or you get killed. You gain the kingdom or you lose it. It is a bigger perspective. And therefore, and that is the same for us also. We have some doubts about our situation in life, but sometimes we need to uncover the real reasons behind you, just like you have a relationship. And sometimes there are fights, and then you come to the table and you say, why do you always leave your dirty socks on the floor? And then the other person says, why do you always criticize me? And obviously, nobody always leaves their socks on the floor. Nobody always criticizes others. These are just expressions of the emotions and the needs. And maybe you need to dig a little deeper to find the actual cause, because cause and effect, that is the most difficult thing in this world. Every time you see that, a popular description of some new scientific find, the scientists are probably very thorough and learned and balanced, but then you get it in your popular newspaper and you get very rash conclusions. Now, because of this and because of that happened at the same time, they want to create a causal relationship. But we want to find the real cause. We want to find the real arguments, and we want to find the real truth. So that is why we are reading Bhagavad-gita. And also it's interesting here because, of course, I'm speaking as a member of the ISKCON Hare Krishna movement, as a disciple in the disciplic succession of spiritual master and disciples going back in time. And this is an important part of this spiritual culture, to accept a teacher, to accept a spiritual master. But it is not done blindly. We will come back to that. There will be other verses that will more directly deal about this. But here it says, according to spiritual codes, a teacher who engages in an abominable action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be abandoned. So this is not something that is done blindly. This is something that is part of a spiritual relationship that is dynamic and alive and beneficial. It takes us closer to Krishna, and it makes life peaceful. It makes life, spiritual life is very good when you can establish that relationship. You find somebody who is senior to you in spiritual life and who can give you knowledge and realization, and you accept them with service and with questions, humble questions. And then by doing that, you find that suddenly they deviate from that path. You don't have to, out of some misguided sense of etiquette, continue to regard them as teachers. No, you will maybe step out of that situation. So here Arjuna, of course, generally, I will say that over and over, but generally we are not in that situation where it comes to we are standing face to face with sword in hand. No, but the same point is there. We don't just respect people blindly out of etiquette. We will do that too. We will, of course, always deal in a respectful and polite way. There is no need to be uncivilized. But the real deep respect for that person who represents spiritual knowledge, that is not given blindly. So here Arjuna has approached Krishna, who is that person who has all this knowledge and the ability to give it. And in this world, we are looking for Krishna's representative, and we are looking in our own heart to find that, to uncover that true sincerity, to uncover that knowledge that is of the spiritual and absolute nature. Yes. So I think I end here for this time. Thank you very much. We will continue later. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam